What's going on, everyone? It is Bobo Mac here for Crisis in the Toyverse, and on today's program, we are going to be looking at the Don Tony Bobblehead from the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show. Now, you may be asking yourself this: who is Don Tony and what is the Don Tony Bobblehead? Well, simply put, it's a bobblehead of Don Tony. Now, you may be saying to yourself also, well, that still doesn't explain who Don Tony is. Well, let me go ahead and do that right now real quick. So, Don Tony is an internet wrestling opinionist who's been around since the late 1990s. He's worked in ECW, he's done Wrestling Hotlines, XPW, and he's also one half of the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show, which dates back quite a number of years before the phrase podcasting was around on everybody's tongue, just flowing freely. Nowadays, it seems like everybody has a podcast, but back in the day, this guy right here, not actual, well, that's a bobblehead, but the actual Don Tony was out there expressing his opinions and his love on all things professional wrestling. So much so that in 2016, Rolling Stone went ahead and gave the nod as one of the top 10 podcasts you should definitely be listening, went out to the Dtkc show. So if you get some free time, you could download their app or listen live on Mixlr every Monday night following Monday Night Raw, but you'll definitely enjoy what's going on over there. Now that we've done a backstory, let's go ahead and examine this very awesome bobblehead, to say the least. So how does one go about reviewing a bobblehead action figure? The truth be told, I've only had one other bobblehead in my whole entire life, and that was back when I worked at Target in the fall 2003. Now, this bobblehead is made of a quality that's actually right up there, to be quite honest with you. This is not a cheap bobblehead, and I want to give a special shout-out to DT on this. I was wanting to purchase one for a review like I'm doing right now. I won a prize on the Patreon contest. I messaged DT saying, hey, give the prize to somebody else. I actually don't watch wrestling as much as I used to. I primarily just listen to their show. And I was like, just give it to somebody else. Once you have a bobblehead become available, let me know so I can purchase it. You know what DT does out of the kindness of his heart? He actually sends me this bobblehead, no questions asked, priority shipping. And I just got to give a huge kudos, shout out to him for even making that possible. That was really nice of him. He had no business doing that, but I do appreciate it. Now let's go ahead and look at the Don Tony bobblehead a lot more in depth. In terms of the sculpting, now, from what I understand, they had some original bobbleheads, and then the molds got lost. DT had paid for the molds, but the company went out of business. So he commissioned these new ones to be made. They finally got them made, and so here we are with the new ones. And I got to say, I've seen pictures of the old ones. I look at these ones, and I think they're 100 times better. I mean, the detail on the glasses look great. The detail on the hair look fine. Even the ears got a nice, good detail. This is not a cheaply designed and executed Don Tony bobblehead. The cigar in Don Tony's mouth actually came out nice. The teeth are nice and white. The goatee and the mustache all look fantastic as well. You get down to the body of the figure. The hand is done in a pose here, and then you got another pose on this end. And you'll notice on the shirt of Don Tony is a picture of John Gotti. In case you haven't figured out by now, Don Tony is Italian, showing some love to John Gotti. As for the suit, it is done in a grayish color. And then, of course, we have the belt buckle here in the middle that's painted silver. And you take it down more with the gray suit. Shoes are done in a nice black. The base feels nice. And it's also got Don Tony written across it like so. And then, of course, we have Lego Mumbo Jumbo on the bottom. Now, since it is a bobblehead, the only point of articulation is the bobbling feature itself. So let me take you to a video package I did with some super slow-mo feature from the S9 to see the bobblehead having some fun, if you will. But just so you guys can see it normally, it does bobble, which is always nice considering it is a bobblehead. So let's take it to that video, and then we'll do the size roundup and call it a day. Alright gang, here we are with our size comparison, and for this size comparison I decided to switch it up a little bit. On one end we have the Mezco Ben Affleck Batman, if you will, with the custom head sculpt that I had done. And then in the middle, of course, we have DT, and at the other end, brother! We got Hulkamania, dude, running wild there. Running wilder, faster, and stronger than ever, man. What you gonna do, man? Anyways, there were two impressions in there. One was of DT, and the other was of Hulkamania himself. Anyways, it's fun to have Don Tony interacting with the Mattel figure. I haven't done any pictures with it with the Mezco line or any other 6-inch action figure line. As you can see, Don Tony is on a base, so he does stand a bit tall. If that base wasn't in there, he would obviously be shorter than both of these guys. But it's a fun little thing. I actually look forward to doing a lot more pictures with this thing in the future. It's kind of going to be my little go-to thing, if you will. So here's the thing. You actually can't purchase this yet, but you could win it if you sign up for their Patreon account. Also, I believe eventually he may have a few for sale. He hasn't made that definite yet or anything, but just be on the lookout on it. If you're a fan of wrestling, and if you're a fan of fun opinions of people who generally care about the wrestling business and have fun talking about it, the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show will probably be right up your alley. But it's not for everyone. I will point that out, and DT would tell you that himself. But with that being said, guys, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this review. I want to give a quick shout out to each and every one of you for stopping by and watching this video. I do appreciate it. I know there's tons of people on YouTube doing reviews every day, and a lot of them are better than me, and some of them maybe not so much, but I just try to focus on what I do here. So thank you guys very much. Any feedback, don't be afraid to leave it, because I do read the comments and try to respond the best I can. I also want to give a huge shout out to Don Tony once again for supplying the bobblehead. I'm happy to have it in my collection, so thank you, DT. Also, I got a whole bunch of people who make this show possible. Head over to Extreme-Sets.com today. They got some amazing pop-ups like this wrestling pop-up you see in the background here. For all things geekery in the podcast verse, head over to UndercoverHapes.com. They got Marvel, DC, indie, movie, TV reviews, video game reviews, everything under the sun. They are a lot of fun, hardworking individuals, and, you know, I'm a part of that whole Undercover Capes thing, too, so why not go check it out, right? And lastly, on Instagram, throw a follow for @ToyLoverCrew in the toy community to see some amazing toy photography shots. They are amazing, good people over there. Guys, I have a slideshow at the end. Take care, and until next time, great googly moogly.
Oh, man, I'm the fucking, you want to talk to me, motherfucker? I'm the fucking button. I'm the boss. Ooh, ooh, ah. Can you handle this? Can you handle this? Ooh, ooh, ah. Can you handle this? Can you handle this? Ooh, ooh, retard. Can you handle this? Can you handle this? Ooh, ooh, retard, can you handle this? Can you handle this?